Have you ever worried about forgetting something important? A cherished moment, a loved one's face, or even who you are? Today, let's journey into a tale about memory, purpose, and the treasures we carry within us. This is the story of the Forgetful Knight and the Memory Dragon. Our hero is Sir Gideon the Grey, a knight renowned for his bravery. But time has begun to fray the edges of his mind. He stands in a great hall, surrounded by portraits of his ancestors, their legacies etched in paint and stone. He tries to recount his own glorious deeds, the dragons slayed, the castles defended, but the words falter. The names of battles blur, the details of triumphs fade into a frustrating mist. A deep fear grips him, the fear of being forgotten, of his entire life vanishing before it's even over. The king, a kind and observant ruler, sees Gideon's silent struggle. He speaks of an ancient legend, a whisper passed down through generations. The tale of a memory dragon dwelling in the distant sparkling caves. It's said this dragon hoards the world's greatest treasures. For Gideon, this is its one last chance. A final, legendary quest to cement his name in history before his memory fails him completely. With a renewed spark in his eyes, he pledges to find this dragon and claim its hoard. But the journey is not one of heroic charges and epic clashes. Instead, it's a quiet, poignant adventure marked by Gideon's own fading mind. He packs his bags only to find he's brought 2 left-handed gauntlets. He carefully studies the map, then leaves it sitting on the table. He often forgets the path, relying on the kindness of villagers and farmers to point him in the right direction. Each small act of forgetfulness is a quiet blow, a reminder of what he's losing. Yet he presses on, driven by the hope of one final, unforgettable victory. After a long and winding journey, Sir Gideon finally arrives at the sparkling caves. He expects to see mountains of gold, piles of jewels, and the glint of priceless artifacts. But the sight that greets him is something far more wondrous. The cave is not dark and menacing, but alive with a soft ethereal light. It's filled with thousands upon thousands of glowing, floating orbs, each one shimmering like a tiny star. They drift gently through the air, creating a galaxy of captured moments. And there, in the center of this breathtaking cavern, rests the dragon. But it's not the fearsome, fire-breathing beast of legend. This creature, Marrow, is majestic and gentle, its form made of swirling, star-like light. It's ancient and vast, and its eyes hold not malice, but a profound, ageless sadness. It looks at Gideon not as a foe, but as an old, expected visitor. Instinct takes over. Gideon draws his sword. Its familiar weight, a small comfort in this strange place. He holds it aloft, ready for the battle he came for. But Moreau doesn't roar or attack. Instead, a single glowing orb detaches from the swirling mass and floats gently towards Gideon. Hesitantly, he reaches out and touches it. In an instant, he is no longer in the cave. He's a small boy in a sun-drenched courtyard. His father, strong and proud, is placing a small wooden sword in his hands. He feels the rough grain of the wood, smells the summer air, and is flooded with a wave of pure, unblemished joy and pride. It's a memory he had lost completely, a precious piece of his own story that had slipped away unnoticed. The vision fades, and he is back in the cave, the memory orb now glowing softly in his hand. Then a voice echoes through the chamber, not with a roar, but with the gentle resonance of ancient stone and starlight. "I do not take," Moreau explains. "I keep. I am the guardian of what slips away from the world. When a memory is truly forgotten by all, it fades from here forever." Gideon's sword arm lowers. The truth washes over him, more powerful than any dragon's fire. Marrow is not a thief hoarding treasure. It is a librarian, a silent archivist for the lost and forgotten moments of the entire world. Each orb is a story child's first laugh, a sailor's last goodbye, a poet's lost verse. These aren't treasures of gold, but treasures of the heart. Marrow then shows Gideon something that makes his breath catch in his throat. A cluster of orbs, brighter than the rest, drifts before him. "These," the dragon whispers, "are yours." Inside he sees it all. His first victory in the tourney, the sound of his mother's lullaby, the moment he fell in love. Every memory he had lost, every piece of his fading past, is right there for the taking. He could reach out, reclaim them, and be whole again. He could be Sir Gideon the Great, not Gideon the Grey. But as he hesitates, his hand outstretched, he notices a small orb nearby beginning to flicker. It's dimming, on the verge of disappearing forever. He instinctively touches it and sees a vision of his own king years ago, making a solemn promise of prosperity to his people. The memory is fading because the king himself, now old and weary, has begun to forget that promise. In that moment, Gideon understands. Some memories are bigger than one person. A king's promise, a scholar's discovery, a mother's love, these are threads that bind the world together. To take back his own past might mean letting countless others fade into nothingness. Slowly, deliberately, Sir Gideon lowers his sword and places it on the ground. He makes a choice. He will not reclaim his own memories. Instead, he will use his remaining strength to protect this sacred library. He will stand guard over the memories of the world. He becomes the dragon's first friend and protector. His final quest was not to slay a beast, but to find a new purpose. The bards in the kingdom no longer sing of Gideon's forgotten battles. They sing a new song, the tale of the bravest knight of all, who lays down his sword, not in defeat, but in service. The knight who guards the memories of the world so they may never truly fall. Our final image is of Sir Gideon sitting peacefully with Marrow in the glowing cave. He is no longer defined by what he has forgotten, but by what he has chosen to protect. He has found a legacy far greater than any he could have won with his sword, legacy of guardianship, of friendship, and of quiet, profound purpose. Thank you so much for joining me on this story. If it resonated with you, please hit that like button and consider subscribing for more tales that explore the heart of what it means to be human. See you next time.